Mga kababayan ko, nais kong malaman nyo, meron akong konting kwento dahil dito tungkol sa crypto. That's actually off the cuff, right? I've got some cuffs here. But essentially, Near PH just having fun. We educate ourselves and we entertain ourselves because life is already serious, right? Seryoso na yung buhay. Kailangan natin nung mag-add spice sa ating buhay din. No? It's too serious already, so might as well take it a little lightly, if you know what I'm saying. So here again, Orver Jam, Zapanta, my co-host there, Andrew Mapa, and then our Android team member, Rich Charles Escobar. What's up?
Hello.
There he is. So tonight, we're going to discuss the difference between the almighty Ethereum, if you've heard of it. It's a blockchain center. I don't know what I'm saying. And NEAR protocol, a layer 1 blockchain. So there's this article on the website, and it discusses the main difference, the similarities, and the analogy between these two protocols. So essentially, we're going to talk about New York City, for example, and pretty much like I don't know, Chicago. So we're gonna see. Here in the Philippines, kasi kailangan natin makarelate yung mga kababayan natin sa crypto world. Parang yung comparison daw is Manila and Makati, okay? So without further ado, let me share my screen so that we can eat ice cream. I don't even know what I'm saying, but whatever. All right. Can you guys see this?
Yep. Very clear.
Okay, NEAR and Ethereum, a tale of two cities. By the way, guys, we'll put this in the description below, the link, so that you guys can read the whole thing, but we're just gonna zero in on some of the paragraphs here that we think would be interesting enough to be discussed. And so right now, for example, Ethereum is the most popular blockchain currently. But the thing with the ones that go first when it comes to chronology is when it becomes so maybe inflexible, if the right word is chosen. It's pretty much really like a city, like building a city. Okay, so the older the city is, yes, it is popular and it's famous, but once that you have established the infrastructure, it's difficult to overhaul the whole thing. Does that make sense, Andy?
Yep.
Yeah, compared with the newer ones that has more preparation and forethought, mas nape-prepare yung mga bagay-bagay para smooth yung transition ng transaction, traveling, and so on and so forth. By the way, this article was taken from the Mr. Hasid. I believe he's the, remember him? He is the CEO of a validator company, right? So we're not gonna finish the whole article, but just to highlight some things here. So, for example, if I would like to read aloud, which is a very lousy way of presenting, but we're all learning here anyways. This is not like a formal defense of a thesis, but just I'd like to quote here. It says here, cities rise and fall. Some cities endure for thousands of years, while other cities fade out over time as resources are depleted or better infrastructure is built elsewhere. It's a process, and at the very center of the process is the identity of the city in question. What kind of culture does the city have? Is it expensive there? What kind of people does it attract? Does it have a massive population, or perhaps a key focus on sustainability or innovation? As we've said, Makati is more innovative or innovative, whatever the pronunciation is, English is not my first language, alin kaya ang mas innovative sa dalawa? City of Manila or Makati? What do you think, Rich?
I think Makati. Because most of the buildings are in Makati right now.
Correct. Kasi mas bago siya, mas bagong mga technology yung in-employ dun sa mga sa structures niya. Although Manila is still well known, di ba?
Yes.
Also, culture plays a role. Ano ba yung pag sinabi mong City of Manila? What comes to your mind when it comes to the vibes there, right? Makati, for example, what kind of vibe do you get when you go to Makati? So yun yung itong mga bagay-bagay na kino-consider natin. Okay? Essentially ito, yung the fundamental design differences between NEAR and Ethereum. So I'm going to ask Andy to read number 1, for example. But before that, it says before the number 1 point there, anyone who takes the open web and the development of crypto seriously needs to be able to ask themselves the following 3 questions. So yung mga kababayan nating developers dyan, whether you live in the Philippines or somewhere else, or maybe in Mars with Elon Musk later on, of course, I'm joking, but it could be true. You have to consider these 3 matters before you think about where to build your business on. Okay? So number 1, scalability. Is that yours, Andy? Would you like to read that for us, if you don't mind?
Okay. Scalability. For where crypto is going in the future is Ethereum, or my favorite, layer 1, capable of scaling over time to handle massive levels of mainstream interest and adoption.
Yes, tama. Scalability. So if you were an entrepreneur, Andy, and you've got global ambition when it comes to scaling, you don't just want to be confined sa isang lugar. Yeah, so you have your dream so big. What kind of city would you consider to be situating your business on?
I guess something, maybe a city that's well planned, that's built, or that's built to maybe to handle a growing population instead of just maybe a limited number. It's built with increasing population in mind. It's planned out.
Okay. Scalability. All right. Thank you. Rich, would you like to add on that?
Well, as Andy said, scalability is all about handling the growing amount of work. So the more mas malaki yung ginagawa sa mismong sa loob ng company or sa loob ng city, it could go on mainstream, or it could have magkaroon siya na increase on sale when it comes to business or in city. Oh, yeah.
Right. Tama. Okay. So, for example, san ba kung mag-expand ka ng operations mo, pupunta ka ba sa isang gusali na may ceiling yung kanyang floor level, or magre-rent ka sa isang gusali or building na may provision siya for expanding on a higher floor? That makes sense?
Yeah. I think I take the latter option, yung may potential to expand.
For example, Pia Rich, you'd like to say something?
Oh, same goes in Andy. Same thoughts lang.
Yun. For example, yung building na to is 4th floor siya ngayon, pero yung kanyang foundation is designed to have 16 more floors. So it's going to be 20 floors. So if you like that location and your business is, making a killing out there, and if your location is known in that building, might as well rent or position your business so that you don't have to transfer somewhere else and ask your customer to like, okay, we got relocated because our infrastructure cannot contain the employees we have. So sorry. Or if you have a 16 more floor provision, then it's a no-brainer. I think we're getting the point here. So number 2, I wonder who's gonna read this, developer friendly. Sino ba yung pinaka-techie sa ating tatlong dito? You don't have to guess. Okay,
Well,
Rich, read that.
Well, not me.
Well, you're the IT guy.
So, number 2, developer friendly for how cryptocurrencies and smart contracts will evolve into traditional computer science and software development is Ethereum, or my favorite, layer 1. Developer friendly, accessible, or appealing.
Thank you. So, halimbawa, talagang blockchain developer ka, Rich, no? Kasi ikaw naman yung pinaka-computer educated dito sa atin eh. So if you are a developer, unless siguro talagang parang nerdy ka talaga pero if you like there are some developers who maybe are eccentric who don't mind learning a very old computer programming language na just for fun. But if you are an entrepreneur and you want an easy access or easy onboarding, would you like to comment on that, Rich, when it comes to what kind of layer 1 blockchain you're considering?
About layer 1 po?
Yeah, Ethereum or layer 1 when it comes to developer friendliness. Kung ikaw isang developer.
When it comes to Ethereum naman po, it will be mas madali pong, dahil na developer friendly na siya. Mas accessible siya dahil nga mas well-known siya when it comes to creating smart contracts in Ethereum blockchain nga. At ayun, and same goes to layer 1 ng Ethereum. Mas accessible siya. Kailangan po, nawawala ako.
Yeah, okay, so
wait.
So what's the programming language for building on Ethereum? Remember?
You can build on Rust then Ethereum.
Was it Rust or Solidity?
Solidity pala.
Yun.
Yeah. So, sorry.
It's okay. That's why we're discussing here, just to make sense out of these things. Andy, would you like to comment on that? Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, and siguro, I think this is this is a really important question to ask when you're thinking of maybe building on a layer 1 blockchain platform, because a lot of other layer 1s, they come up with their own custom coding language, so really a different language for a different layer 1 platform. And I think personally that slows down their developer, let's say, from becoming mainstream for developers. Because if maybe an interested developer wants to build on that platform, he or she has to learn muna yung language, and that takes time. It's not easy. Whereas, you know, if you have a layer one platform na already maybe uses a coding language that is familiar to maybe the majority or a lot of developers, it's easier to onboard them to the platform and get them to build, I don't know, dApps or smart contracts right away.
Tama. Ako kung sa Japan Tagalog yung salita nila pupunta talaga ako doon
Yeah,
Pero
same.
Mag-aaral pa ako ng kanji. Kasi alam mo, last time pumunta ako dito sa isang co-working space kasi I had to have a very fast connection. And then the owner there is a Filipina pero 30 years siya sa Japan. But she has to talagang dumaan talaga siya sa butas ng karayom bago talaga siya nakapagsalita ng Nihongo. Kaya she had to undergo that grueling process of learning the reading of kanji, and yeah,
it's not easy.
It's not that easy. Like Andy, you speak a little Japanese, right? Don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Very little. Skoshi dake.
Skoshi dake desu ka? Okay. So yeah, that's today. I think that that clears it up. Clear na ba yun? And number 3, I think I'll take this one: usability. For the global user base that we expect to use all of these dApps, is Ethereum or NEAR protocol cost-effective, easily accessible, and intuitive for new users? Now, I may not be able to comment a lot on this, but I guess that it has something to do with being a developer-friendly protocol as well. Cost-effective as well. Mas mura, di ba? Okay, let's say, for example, so let's say in the 21st century, you want to build a tech business, okay? So, pupunta ka ba sa City of Manila na yung building doon ay walang, yung, ano ang tawag doon sa fast internet ngayon? Yung fiber optics?
Yes.
Diba? So, is your city a fiber optic friendly area? No, diba?
You can say that, yeah.
Yes.
Or is your city, although popular, let's say City of Manila, I'm not saying that there's no fiber optics in the City of Manila. It could already be having it. Pero when it comes to all these infrastructures and features, excuse me, we would rather go to a later, newer city, if that makes sense. All right, so ito lang naman yung mga bagay-bagay. So ito yung daw si NEAR. Kita nyo, mas medyo sophisticated siya na city. Ano? I'm not sure what kind of city this is. Is this like Chicago or something? Can you guys recognize it? Or
no?
It's not. Maybe it's not even in the US because you see some characters here. Is this maybe Japan or China?
Could be.
Right? Yeah, anyways. So would you like to read that for us, Andy, the whole paragraph?
Okay. NEAR is building a city of the future based on the original vision created by Ethereum. NEAR City is going to be massive, but it will take time for it to grow. NEAR City will be a central hub for future crypto innovation and emerging technology integrations, and will attract developers and entrepreneurs interested in quickly getting their business launched. It will be a commercial hub where anyone and everyone from any background can participate in the open web and a new ownership economy, regardless of where they come from or what they believe in. And perhaps most importantly, it will be a city with a culture of inclusion, where companies port across ecosystem to other blockchains like Ethereum, and where the people are friendly.
All right. So this is our last paragraph for tonight. Ito yung vision ng NEAR protocol. It's more, yun nga, pre-thought out, well thought out, and my provision siya for maybe teleporting to other cities as well. Wherever you are, we'll provide you with a teleportation so that you can be in this city and going back to your home city in no time. Parang yun nga yung analogy niya. No. So si Ethereum naman, yun nga, ang tawag siya, medyo older city siya with older buildings. Mas popular siya. Nauna siyang na-inhabited, na-populate ng mga tao. Pero it may not be able to match with the newer business districts, which is a NEAR protocol. But still, it doesn't mean the older city is going to be killed or abandoned totally. It still retains its historical value. Diba? Let's say in the city of Manila, maraming mga historical landmarks, no? Na people can commemorate because it's the earlier city. So yun lang for tonight. At least we have touched on the difference, and we're making the blockchain universe a better space and place for everyone to thrive. Would you guys want to add something to this before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think I'd like to mention yung tatlong questions na we were discussing in the outset. Yeah, basically what NEAR is trying to do is to build a layer 1 platform that addresses all three of those questions when deciding, which one of these layer 1s do I go to. So I guess from our last episode, we discussed a little bit of these things as well. And from the looks of it, NEAR has a very promising technology that can potentially address all of these three questions: scalability, developer friendly, and usability.
All right, thank you. Will it be overnight though, or will it take some time to pick up?
It takes time to build a city, so maybe give it some time.
Yeah. They say Rome was not built overnight. There's always room for improvement. Rich, any last words?
Well, these two cities are very great dahil nga like Makati and Manila, dahil nga Manila, we can consider that Ethereum is Manila and NEAR is Makati. Pwede mag-transport ang tao back and forth in NEAR and Ethereum. And that then pwede silang maglipat-lipat kahit saan gusto nila dahil they can be considered as one nga. Kahit magkaiba silang cities na yun nga, parehas silang accessible, user-friendly, and usability. Yan. Without excluding na hindi nila tinuturing yung dalawang city na magkaiba. Yan.
Right.
As two cities in one country. Yeah.
So just because the other one is better in some way doesn't mean I destroy the older one, no?
Yes, exactly.
In fact, you can complement each other. Diba?
Okay.
So let's say may high-profile entrepreneur na nag-office sa Makati. He's got his chopper. May helicopter siya sa rooftop helipad, and then he flies to Manila because there's some diplomatic meetings. Then probably the city of Manila can also provide him with a temporary helipad for him to land on. Kasi nga may traffic.
Yes.
No. So yun lang for tonight, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And we've learned something for tonight again. Once again, this is Orver Jam Zapanta and Andrew Marpa there in Iloilo. Rich Charles Escobar in the north.
Nice.
Do you want to tell them where you are? Or just somewhere in the north?
In Valenzuela. Here in Valenzuela City.
Okay. Okay, guys, near protocol PH, near.ph. Check out the link in the description and to learn some more. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.